Chemical kinetics is about the study of how fast reactions occur. Now, the study of this is going to also help us understand a little bit more about what's actually occurring in these chemical reactions. So that's going to be one of our goals once we get down toward the bottom here, where we're looking at the reaction mechanisms, or what actually is happening. So we'll start off with just things that affect the rate of reactions. So these things, so we'll take a look at these, and then later on we'll get to the theories that explain why these things would affect the rates of reaction. So the first thing that probably jumps to mind is temperature. So temperature is something we try to slow down reactions by cooling them off, such as putting food in the refrigerator so it doesn't spoil. Some reactions we try to speed up by increasing the temperature. One of the things that happens in our body when we get a fever, one of the reasons why it's such an issue, is that those reactions that are happening inside of our cells are going to happen at a faster rate now, faster than the body intends them to happen, and so that creates a real problem. The second thing that affects the rate of a reaction is the concentration of the particles, particularly the concentration of the reactants. Okay, the things that need to bump into each other in order to react. So obviously, the more concentrated the solution, the greater the opportunity would be for those particles to come together and react. We also have the physical state of the reactants having an influence on the reaction rate. And again, if we're reacting for instance, a solid with a gas, well, obviously the only place for those types of particles to come in contact is at the surface. Whereas if you have things reacting that are both in the aqueous state, then there's more collisions that are going to occur if they're both in that aqueous state. And then the final factor that we'll talk about is the addition of a catalyst. And catalysts can do both. They can actually increase the rate of reaction, and catalysts in biology, hopefully you remember what those are called. But then the things that slow down reactions are called inhibitors. So these are our four factors that we'll talk about in terms of things that will affect the rates of reactions.